From the earliest moments of One Piece, the Marines have stood as the disciplined counterforce to piracy. The world government's admirals are its ultimate weapons, men and women whose command of the sea can alter the course of history. Fans love to debate which admiral poses the greatest threat. Is it Sakazuki, with his uncompromising brutality, Kuzan with his icy laziness, Isho and his virtuous compassion, or Aramaki, who would raise entire countries in the name of order? Today's video argues that Borsalino, better known as Kizaru, is the most dangerous of them all. His laid-back demeanour and polite speech hide a terrifying mixture of speed, firepower, and a sense of unclear justice that makes him unpredictable. By examining his devil fruit abilities, his personality, and his actions at Sabaody, Marineford and Egghead, we will see why this seemingly carefree man may be the most insane depiction of a Marine Admiral in all of One Piece. By the way, if you like these kinds of breakdowns, consider subscribing. I do these every week, and that way you won't miss the next one. Kizaru's status as an admiral would already make him formidable, but the Pika Pika Nomi takes him into a league of his own. This Logia-type devil fruit allows Borsalino to create, or control, and transform his body into light. He can move and attack at light speed, fire pinpoint laser beams, or unleash a barrage of light bullets that detonate on impact. By accelerating his kicks to the speed of light, he strikes with enormous momentum, sending opponents flying across the battlefield. Kizaru can dazzle enemies with blinding flashes, or solidify light into a sword for close quarters combat. More frightening still, he can disperse into globules of light and reform his body, or spawn holographic clones that attack independently. While many admirals adopt mottos that define their sense of justice, Kizaru embraces ambiguity. His motto, Unclear Justice, straddles the grey area between moral and absolute justice. In his own words, he acts like a cog in a machine, following orders while shrugging off personal responsibility. This detachment allows him to be more callous than morally minded admirals like Kuzan or Fujitora, yet he does not pursue justice as doggedly as extremists like Akainu. He prefers missions that are a breeze and is willing to change objectives on a whim. Kizaru's casual politeness and slow, almost comedic speech disguise a ruthless fighter who sees pirates as insects. At times he shows respect for legendary foes like Silver's Rayleigh and regret when confronting old friends, but he ultimately prioritizes his mission. This moral fog, neither compassionate nor absolute, is what makes his actions unpredictable. Kizaru's first major appearance in canon comes during the Sabaody Archipelago arc, where Luffy punches a celestial dragon and the world government dispatches an admiral to punish the rookie pirates. Rather than focusing solely on the Straw Hats, Kizaru arrives with a warship and pacifista cyborgs and begins hunting all of the supernovas, a decision that immediately illustrates his capricious nature. In Grove 27, his mere presence terrifies nearby pirates. When one tries to shoot him, Kizaru blurs in front of them and fires a kick made of light that not only knocks down the pirates, but topples a mangrove tree, causing collateral damage that his own marines disapprove of. He isn't even looking for the Straw Hats yet. He's simply bored and looking for entertainment. Kizaru soon finds Basil Hawkins, who calmly tells his crew that today is not his day to die. Kizaru delivers a speed of light kick followed by laser shots. Hawkins' voodoo ability transfers the damage to his straw dolls, but the force of Kizaru's attacks shows the gulf in power. He then kicks the monk Uruj through 3 buildings, swats away X-Drake with lasers, and seems unimpressed when Scratchman Apu severs his arm. He simply reforms and reappears as a beam of blinding light to kick Apu through a building. By defeating 4 supernovas without exerting himself, Kizaru demonstrates both his overwhelming power and his whimsical sense of justice. He looks amused rather than angry, remarking on their bounties as though he's playing a game. When Kizaru finally targets the Straw Hats, his lethality escalates. He catches Zoro already injured and prepares to finish him off, explaining almost politely that he ate the Pika Pika no Mi and is a light man. None of the Straw Hats' attacks work on him, and only the legendary Silver's Rayleigh, first mate of the Pirate King, can intercept the attack. Rayleigh kicks Kizaru's leg, diverting the light blade and forcing a stalemate. A sword fight ensues, with Kizaru wielding a blade of light. The fact that an old retired pirate is the only person capable of slowing him highlights how far beyond the supernovas Kizaru's power lies. When the Straw Hats escape thanks to Bartholomew Kuma's mysterious intervention, Kizaru doesn't chase them. Instead, he expresses annoyance and captures 500 other pirates at random. The contrast between his methodical pursuit of the Straw Hats and his sudden decision to round up 500,000 unrelated pirates underscores his unpredictable adherence to justice. 2 years later, the Battle of Marineford pits the Marines and 7 warlords against the Whitebeard pirates and a horde of rescue allies. During the battle, Kizaru continues blasting Marco, even as the Phoenix regenerates, showing how persistent he can be when he wants to. When Luffy and the Impel Down escapees arrive, he repeatedly kicks Luffy away, mocking the young pirate's ambition. Kizaru easily outpaces Luffy even in Gear 2, demonstrating that even the protagonist's speed cannot match light. As the battle intensifies, Kizaru exhibits a cold efficiency. He shoots Luffy through the chest and then blasts Marco in the back when the 1st Division commander rushes to Whitebeard's aid, and after Onigumo cuffs Marco with Seastone, Kizaru shoots him twice more. During Whitebeard's brief moment of weakness, Kizaru takes advantage and pierces Whitebeard's chest. Even when Ben Beckman holds him at gunpoint, Kizaru resumes his attack the moment Beckman looks away. He only stands down when Sengoku ends the war. In the most recent Egghead incident, Kizaru is sent alongside J. Garcia Saturn to apprehend Dr. Vegapunk and eliminate the Straw Hats. Saturn orders him to head straight for the labor phase, but Kizaru ignores the command. Using his Yata no Kagami technique, he reflects his light off a prism and zips across the sea to Egghead Island. Once there, he chooses to duel Sentomaru, despite their past friendship. Sentomaru responds by unleashing sea beast weapons on the marine battleships. The duel is intense. Kizaru fires Yasakani no Magatama and dodges Sentomaru's Ashigara palm, and ultimately, he defeats Sentomaru. Kizaru then heads to the labor phase and immediately engages Luffy. The Yonko unleashes Gear 5, but Kizaru still manages to build momentum by flying outside the dome, then teleport back inside to deliver a lightspeed kick that obliterates Vega Force 01 and slams Luffy into the Frontier Dome. He quickly kicks Jewelry Bonnie into the dome and then uses his clones to overwhelm Luffy in a 3-dimensional chase across the sky. Even when Luffy corrals the clones for a strike, Kizaru reveals that the real body has already slipped back into the laboratory to aim a laser at Vegapunk and Atlas. This cunning deception underscores his strategic mind. The clones are a distraction. His true objective is the mission. Despite his ruthlessness, Kizaru exhibits moments of hesitation. During the Egghead chaos, he tells Luffy that he wants to end the fight because he has a more important mission. He reveals that he did not wish to kill Vegapunk or hurt Bonnie, as they are old friends, and even delivered food to Luffy at light speed. Yet duty ultimately wins out. When Vegapunk and Atlas attempt to escape, Kizaru pierces Vegapunk's chest with a laser. It's a shocking moment. One of the series' most brilliant scientists is nearly killed by his former friend. Shortly thereafter, Luffy grabs both Kizaru and Saturn and smashes them together with his Dawn symbol attack, throwing them off the island. Kizaru survives, but the emotional toll of harming people he cared for is palpable. He later snaps at Sakazuki for questioning his competence, an uncharacteristic outburst that prompts Sakazuki to apologize. To understand why Kizaru stands apart, we need to compare him to his peers. Sakazuki embodies absolute or thorough justice. He believes the eradication of evil justifies any act, even massacring civilians. He destroyed an Ohara refugee ship to ensure no scholars survived and is willing to kill subordinates if they display weakness. This extremism makes his actions predictable. He will always choose the most brutal solution. Kuzan espouses lazy justice. Laid back and disinterested, he nevertheless acts decisively when necessary. He shows compassion by helping civilians and pirates like Nico Robin escape. His sense of justice changes depending on perspective, which tempers his danger to bystanders. Isho follows humane justice. He blinded himself out of sorrow for evil and prioritizes protecting civilians. He even apologizes publicly for marine mistakes. His predictable morality makes him less frightening to innocents. Aramaki practices determined justice. A devout follower of Akainu, he believes in a strict hierarchy and is willing to commit genocide against non-aligned countries. While extremely dangerous, his motives are transparent. He seeks approval from Akainu and the world nobles. Each of these admirals operates along a clear moral vector, whether absolute, lazy, humane or fanatical. Kizaru, by contrast, operates in the grey zone. His unclear justice allows him to interpret orders flexibly, sometimes switching objectives mid-mission. He can be compassionate, delivering food to Luffy, or expressing regret about Vegapunk, and callous, ruthlessly shooting Whitebeard or Marco. He is not weighed down by the moral codes that govern his peers, nor driven by extremism like a Kainu. This freedom makes him unpredictable. It is precisely this unpredictability, combined with his light speed abilities, that makes him arguably the most dangerous admiral. And that's it for today's deep dive into Admiral Kizaru. Do you think Borsellino's unpredictability makes him the scariest admiral? Or do you fear Akainu's absolute justice even more? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.